Okay, the time is now 5 p.m. and I call this administrative meeting of the City Council of Ozark to order. At this time, please silence your cell phones and make sure that you have signed in the back. We are beginning this evening with a proclamation for Black History.
We'll read it here and then we'll come down at the front. Whereas this year's national theme for Black History Month, African Americans and labor, focuses on the various and profound ways that work and workings of all kinds, free and unfree, skilled and unskilled, vocational and voluntary, intersect with the collective experiences of Black people. And whereas Negro History Week, the precursor to Black History Month, was created in 1926 to reflect on the crucial role of African Americans to honor the too often neglected accomplishments and affirm the significant impact of Blacks through our American experiences. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Martin Blankenship, Mayor of the City of Ozark, do hereby proclaim February 2025 as Black History Month in Ozark, and encourage all citizens to join me in honoring the many contributions made by African Americans throughout the city, the Wiregrass, and the nation, and to participate in the various activities honoring African Americans past and present and their contributions. And if y'all are wondering why that's short, it's because they asked me to condense it.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, okay.
You need center?
No,
Okay. Actually, I said I was going to have her send me.
okay. Sounds like a plan to me. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I was right in the middle.
Okay, next up we have another proclamation.
Okay, and whereas human trafficking is a public health issue and crime that harms the health and well-being of individuals, families, and communities, often across generations. Whereas nearly 25 years have passed since the Trafficking Victims Protection Act, an estimated 27.6 million people are subjected to human trafficking globally, with cases reported in every U.S. state, territory, including throughout Alabama. Now therefore be it resolved, I, Martin Blankenship, Mayor of the City of Ozark, do hereby proclaim January 2025 as Human Trafficking Awareness and Prevention Month, reaffirming our commitment to strengthening communities, preventing trafficking by increasing awareness, improving education on human trafficking, making resources available for individuals and communities impacted by human trafficking. And as a trafficking-free zone, building diverse public-private partnerships to support a more coordinated, comprehensive response to prevent and combat human trafficking. And I told Ms. Page a while ago, the more grandchildren I have and the more I'm in public, the more this is, seems like a big deal. I'm always concerned about it and count on it.
Y'all want to say that?
We wait for our cue.
Are we kind of centered? Are we good? Get over to the right. Okay. A little bit more. There you go. All right, I lost less. Less to the right. There you go. All right. Winston, go left a little bit. Other left. My left. Your
Other left.
All right, that's better. Okay, lovely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, the music is on.
I'm all right. It's true.
Okay, next we have a public hearing for the rezoning of 4651 South US Highway 231. So at this time, I will open this public hearing. Do we have anyone in attendance that would like to speak for or against the rezoning of 4651 South US Highway 231?
I'm here if I need to speak for, but if nobody's going to speak against, I'll stay seated.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, with that being said, I call this public hearing to a close. Next on the agenda is another public hearing for residential incentive economic grant for Mr. Bob Perry. So at this time, I will open this public hearing. Is there anyone in attendance that has any comments on approving the residential incentive economic agreement for Mr. Bob Perry? Okay. That being said, I call this public hearing to a close. At this time, we will review the agenda for the 5:30 p.m. meeting. So after a call to order and the prayer and pledge of allegiance, we will review or approve the minutes from the regular council meeting that was held on December 17th, 2024. Council members, do you have any comments or questions on those minutes?
No.
Thank you. Item number 4 is to set the agenda itself. Item number 5 is an ordinance for the rezoning of 4651 South US Highway 231 from R4 to TH20. So, Brett, do you have anything else that you would like to say on that? I know that we spoke on it before we had to open.
Unless you don't have any questions for me.
Council members, does anyone have any questions for Brett regarding the rezoning of that?
No.
Thank you. Item number 6 is the approval of the residential incentive economic grant for Mr. Bob Perry. Mayor, would you like to speak on that?
Just think it's a great idea. We're looking at properties that was eventually going to make it to our demo list. Mr. Harry bought it, and we're working out this agreement with him. They've already started, done lots of work. It looks great already, so it's just a win-win for all of us.
Thank you. Thank you. I would just like to also say, we know in the agreement, but just in case anyone else doesn't know, the amounts rebated are all on items that are public or that are purchased here in Ozark. So it's a win-win for everyone. Okay. Item number 7 is a first and second reading application 160, special retail, more than 30 days for the applicant Harlow Inc., trade name Live at Harlow's. Director Ward, would you like to speak on that one for us?
Good evening. The police department has no objection to this recommendation for first and second reading.
First and second reading. Thank you. Council members, does anyone have any questions on accepting that first and second reading for this application? Okay. Thank you. Item number 8, excuse me, is to approve the use agreement for Harlow Incorporated for Civic Center alcohol sales. Ozzy, would you like to speak on that for us?
Good evening, everyone. The Ozark Civic Center is very glad to have Live at Harlow's as partners for the liquor license. So if there are any questions, I think we should move ahead and have that be a happy relationship between us and them.
Thank you. Council members, do we have any questions for Ozzy regarding this agreement? No. Yes, sir.
I, for one, and I know I shared this in the previous council meeting, I can't honestly vote in favor of it. And if I must, I'll share my reasoning again. In this particular, just for a little analysis of it, there was only one bid that came in on time, and it just so happens to be a fellow council member.
It's me, sir.
Now I understand. I understand that it is the husband. I understand that, but it's hard to separate, the husband from the wife, that type of thing when you really look at it. Now legally, I understand it's fine. But when you come to the public perception of it, and I have yet to have anyone to disagree with this, and that is the fact that the general public does not look favorably upon any elected official gaining monetarily off of the city, state or federal government, any elected official. The perception of it is just sort of bad. Now, I always look back first at the legality of a situation. And in this case, it is legal, understood. Second, I look at, the principles, the perception that I'm projecting as a public servant to the citizenry. And with that in mind, and I look at my platform, what I campaign on, I don't think anyone in here, if they've been in the city long enough, they should know, what I stand for, what I stand against. And that is that I have always said that I would be honest in my actions, have integrity in what I do, and have empathy for those that I meet. And I just cannot agree with, like I say, a public official gaining monetarily off of the city, or any other sector of government. But, it's nothing personal. It's just that my deep down beliefs, and what I want to project to the citizenry. And in this case, only that bid came in on time. Now, there was another one that was late. But out of 15,000 people, I'm sure that we can find one person, even if we had to rebid it in the city of Ozark, that could service our citizens at the Civic Center with alcohol other than a council member's family, per se. Thank you.
Thank you. Your position is noted, and I will just reiterate what we said on the evening that we accepted the bid. That the reason that we bid out in the first place was because previously it hadn't even been a bid agreement. It was just an agreement with one of the businesses in Ozark, and we did put it out for bid so that anyone could have submitted a bid, and on the day that the bids closed, only one bid had come in. So, and that is the family member of a council member, and like you said, everything is noted. One point that I would like to agree with, because this is the second time we've had this discussion, is that while that is noted, also it should not necessarily harm because someone happens to be on the council. We put it out for bid, and anyone in Ozark could have bid on it at that time.
Didn't we send that?
Including the previous merchant. They just chose not to.
I sent over 20 bid request letters to local businesses and restaurants. I texted the person who submitted their bid late saying, hey, today's the deadline. I sent the bid letter like with everybody else's 2 weeks before. On the day that the bid was due, I said, hey, today's the last day. Are you submitting a bid? He's like, no, I'll do it tomorrow. Then the following day, he returned the bid. So on the day that the bid was due, Chris and I only had one bid to review. That was the bid from Live at Harrow's. When we compared both bids the day after, the bid that was submitted by Live at Harrow's offered the city 55% of the net profits. The other person bidding didn't offer anything and what it does to pay for the cost of their license. So the city is benefiting from this bid. Regardless of public perception.
That so that it was indeed put out to the public that it could have been there.
And it will be rebid.
And it's a one-year contract. It is a one-year contract. So but I understand your position about public perception. And so when it comes up for bid again, we can shout it from the rooftops louder or something like that. I mean, what's the answer? That's the, put it out for bid.
It may be because the citizenry that doesn't want to see alcohol sold at the city center. I mean, we don't know.
And that is something that can be discussed at election time over the summer. Maybe they don't like that or something like that. Okay. All right, so do we have any other comments or questions about the approval of this usage agreement? Thank you. Thank you, Austin. Item number 9 is a resolution declaring surplus property. Chris, would you like to speak on that?
Sure. I'll go ahead and cover 9 and 10 since both of them pertain to real property that's being surplus. The mayor was approached by an individual who is interested in these 2 lots. And so as we normally do, we will, as long as the city council approves tonight, we will take that and advertise for 2 weeks on the property to take bids, and whoever bids the highest, we will present that as far as acceptance in order to surplus and sell the properties. We reviewed it, and we no longer see any need for the city to own those properties.
Where's this actually located?
It's over in racetrack area on Melody Circle, actually.
That's got the place Melody, so I knew all those streets somewhere,
Yeah.
but that doesn't ring a bell.
Yeah. Very small street.
They own a pretty good sized chunk of land. And this is just like 2 outer edges of it.
Thank you. Council members, do you have any additional questions for Chris or the mayor on these resolutions?
I'm just glad to see the property is being declared surplus, and I hope that we can declare the rest of them surplus in the near future.
Thank you. That was item number 2. Sorry. There has been a request for executive session to be added as item number 11. And it is economic development. Is that economic development? That was my notes too.
Possibly property purchase.
Okay, so economic development. And just double checking with our attorney, that is a stated reason that we can go into executive session.
It is, and the negotiation of the purchase of property is also right that you can go into executive session. So the combination of economic development and negotiation of the purchase price, it can be the subject of an executive session.
Thank you. Okay, so with that brings us to the end of that agenda. So at this time, I'll go out into the audience. Are there any department heads in attendance that have any comments or questions about any of the agenda items this evening? Is there anyone in attendance that have any questions about any of our agenda items this evening? Is there anyone in attendance that have any comments or questions on any subject in particular? All right. So with that, I'll go to final comments. Mayor?
He does have a public comment that he would like to
Okay.
address.
He was late.
He was late. Come on down, Superintendent.
Good evening. Happy New Year to everyone. Want to take the opportunity to say congratulations on your new certified city status for the city of Ozark. Very glad to hear that, and just want to say on behalf of the school system, we appreciate the work that you guys do. Each of you, publicly, privately, personally, professionally. We know that you do a lot to support Ozark City Schools in our community, and just want to thank you for that. I'm here tonight on behalf of our school system just to make some things known to you, some wishes that we have with Ozark City Schools, and that is to partner with you to help improve the status of our baseball program at Carroll High School. We already have numerous partnerships between the city of Ozark and Ozark City Schools. Some of those are financial partnerships, some of those are resource partnerships, and so we have had several talks with the mayor and with Ozzy and with Parks and Rec about what this could potentially look like. I'm not here tonight to say specifically, this is what we like, it costs this much money, and so on and so forth, but just want you to know that we are having those talks and conversations. And at some point in the very near future, hopefully in the next few weeks, we'd like to be able to come back with a plan that allows us to be able to enhance our baseball program, particularly with the property that's over near Eagle Stadium. Coach Gilmore is here tonight as well, and would like to share some words with you about that. But I know this, you know, the famous line from the movie Field of Dreams, if you build it, they will come. We've seen a decline in our baseball participation and in our baseball players over the last few years, and we've been told that is for various reasons. But we also have seen an increase, just like that, wouldn't you know it, with the facilities that we've added at Carroll High School. With the new track, we've seen almost about double the amount of participation we are anticipating in our track team. We've already seen an increase of about half the kids on our girls and boys softball teams, soccer teams as well. And we think that is attributed to some of the facilities that we're adding. And so we need to make the same effort for our baseball program. Our parents and our players expect us to invest in our baseball program just like we do in tennis and other things. By the way, we're excited about the tennis resurfacing, since I did happen to mention that as well. But again, tonight's not the night for me to say, okay, it's going to cost this much. However, we've got several options to look at. And I think those options will include some things that are not overly burdensome on the city. We know y'all got bills to pay just like we do, but we also think that it will be something that would at least begin to show a start that we are really taking a look at baseball, a strong hard look at baseball, and really taking it seriously. So I just wanted you guys to be aware of that, and I'd like to be able to ask Coach Kilmer to come up and share some words as well. Before he does, I just did not know if you guys had any questions of me before you hear him.
Council members, does anyone have any questions for Superintendent Gerber?
I just think it'd be a great thing for our Carroll High baseball program. Already got some nice little Eagle Stadium over there. I mean, other touches on there would definitely increase I think the membership of the team as well.
Yeah. Again, we're thankful to the Parks and Rec and the city and Ozzy and the mayor and everyone else who's taking the time to talk to us about what the possibilities are. We feel like we've got a good idea of what those possibilities are, and like I said, we'd like to be able to come back to you hopefully in a few weeks with more of a specific plan and what that'll look like and entail for all parties. Thank you so much for your time. I'm sorry, go ahead, sir.
I think that the two entities together can look to work toward a sports complex for the city. That would encompass a mural of everything.
Say it again, brother. Reach on. I'm with you.
Thank you. Coach Gilmer.
All right, so just to kind of speak on what Mr. Gertman said, we talk about participation, wanting to grow and wanting to expand. When I took the job here in June, we had a tryout, and from different parents and different people and everything, I heard, hey coach, if you have 15 kids, 20 kids at tryouts, you're doing a great job for a summer tryout, and you'll be able to figure out the rest later when you get in school and everything else. We had 52 kids, when I counted last night, that came to that tryout. We currently have 32 kids from 7th to 12th grade that want to be a part of baseball in Ozark for the school that's in Ozark, that's Carroll. We have kids who want to grow, who want to learn. Next year, we're being able to take another step and add a middle school program to our program to where we look to move from anywhere from 40 to 50 kids, all within 7th to 12th grade. So from that aspect, we're seeing more and more kids want to participate and want to be a part of something. What we've asked those kids who want to be a part of it, who want to do it, is to take things seriously, let it mean something to them, not only playing at Carroll High School, playing for the city of Ozark, and playing in what is, my opinion, one of the best atmospheres in high school baseball, which is Eagle Stadium. I don't think you can say there's many other places as special as Eagle, especially here in the state of Alabama. So with that, they have to take pride in what they're doing and how they're performing when they get the opportunity to step on that field. Now, what we have to do to continue to, if I ask them, hey guys, we're taking this seriously, we're changing the program, we're going in this direction, I think it's only fair for them to ask of me and ask of the school system and city that, hey, we take it seriously as well. And to me, that's making baseball functional, making it to where everything flows and you're not having to worry about the dynamics. A breakdown of just our daily schedule right now, we leave at 1:30. School bell, lunch ends at 1:30, so we will leave at 1:30 and we'll go over to Eagle Stadium. So all the boys will throw all their gear in the back of my truck that they bring to the school that day. They keep it in my classroom during the day. They'll throw it all in the back of my truck. I'll take it over to the school. So from Eagle Stadium, we'll work out, we'll do our practice and everything, and then, hey, at the end of practice, y'all clean it up, do what we can. Now throw all your stuff back into my truck, and we're gonna go over to D.A. Smith, because D.A. Smith, we have a building over there that when I first got here was what was said to be a workout facility for baseball. It did not really look as such when I got here. But when I talked to the players and everything, it was, hey, what do we do when it rains? How do we make this work? Oh, coach, if it rains, we don't practice. Like if it comes down and the cage washes out in the far, we go home. And again, if we ask things to take it serious, it rains a whole lot in Alabama come baseball season. So we had to have a place. So what we did, thanks to the city and the school system allowing us the turf that was from the football field, all the extra turf. We took that along with some older turf that had been around the school and we put it in that warehouse and we got a donation and we put a cage in and we've been able to kind of convert it into a mini weight room because there's not a great place for us at the high school to go and work out. So we'll go from the high school to Eagle Stadium. We'll go from Eagle Stadium, take our stuff over to the D.A. Smith, and then they'll leave from D.A. Smith, put all their stuff back in the truck, put it back in my classroom the next morning, and we start the whole process over. What we're asking for is a place that the players can call their own, that they can go in and they can set their stuff down and have their stuff, know where it is, and be able to access it. For when we go over breaks, they say, hey coach, I want to get some work in, hey buddy, go do it. You know where your stuff's at, you can go into that facility, you can go hit, you can go take care of it, you can do what you need to do to be a better baseball player. That was one of the bright spots over this winter break, is we had guys who asked, coach, can I go hit? Coach, can I go do this? Coach, can I do? And I would go and see, and they would be in there, but you're talking about 35 kids with one cage in a warehouse that we've made functional for now. It's a good idea, but it's not a solution. And what we're trying to do is find a solution, find a place for them, not only to have security of our team gear, our team stuff right now, our baseball stuff's in the bathroom at Eagle Stadium and in a closet and everywhere else from D.A. Smith all over. So having a place that we can be safe, they can be secure and take care of all their stuff is what we're looking for, because I'll end on this and say this, and I've told it to our superintendent, our principal, and everywhere else. If we don't take baseball seriously in Ozark, the kids who do take it seriously will find somewhere else to play. And they're winning state championships around us at those other places with our kids because it hasn't been taken seriously for a long time. So I ask y'all to just think and reflect on that, and I can't wait to hear back to all we got to say. So thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
May I ask something about that? So I had a couple of meetings with the superintendent and Coach Gilmer, and the number that was tossed around was around $750,000 to build this locker room. I personally think we should manage expectations and not get everybody too excited about this before knowing if we have the financials to get this done. The last meeting I had with Mark and the CFO, the city was not in a position to assist with any money. So I don't want to get the baseball players too excited, I don't want to get the community too excited, and then throw a bucket of cold water on them. So what do we do? What is this partnership going to look like? What is the city committing to? What are we doing? There are things that I could use the money for on my department, for my programs that help 600 kids. instead of spending $750,000 in a program that helps 30 kids. So I think we should find a happy medium where both programs can benefit. There are things that I have to do in my program that I haven't been able to do in years because I don't have enough funding. And now we're talking about building something that costs $750,000 just, out of the blue. I think that's a little bit unrealistic.
Thank you.
So, thank you.
Okay. Is there, yes, sir.
So I wasn't actually going to do this, but I think it's important. I love Ozark. I do love Ozark. I could have put my business anywhere in Ozark, and I chose here. I grew up here. Live at Harlow's is a place where people come literally from California to come play in Ozark, Alabama. We have a 100% retention rate. We're making music something important in Ozark, Alabama. Okay. I'm a little passionate about it because I feel like my integrity has been insulted. From you, Mr. Jackson. I love Ozark. I watched the Oak Ridge Boys in Alabama at the Ozark Civic Center. Has a place in my heart. The offer, which was exposed to the world, which is not good business, was to profit for Ozark. This is me. I own Harlow Incorporated, Live at Harlow's. I will tell you, you insult my integrity, don't insult my wife's integrity. She wakes up every morning wanting to serve Ozark. She cares more about Ozark than herself. She'd be here today if she didn't have the shingles. I don't think it's fair what you did. I don't think it's fair to put in somebody that my company is trying to profit off the city. We're trying to help the city, sir. So, Einstein says you have a problem, you enlarge it. Sir, you said that city council family members, they can't profit from the city. I'd like to know about how we go about finding out what your family members do, where they work, what stocks you have, and find out if you're profiting from the city, sir.
It's on the website with the Statement of Economic Interest at the Secretary of State of Alabama. We all have to file that each year. And
so your wife's information is out there?
It's on there as well.
And your kids?
No, I don't want to get into anything accusatory in this.
Not ma'am,
I understand, but I will absolutely manage this. And I think you have said your piece and he has said his piece. And anything else that should be said, I believe should not be said in a public forum.
Understood.
Madam President, may I have a brief moment?
Yes.
There are not a lot of licensees who want to do what Harlow's is doing. They are going to put their finances on the line. They've got to get ready for shows that they are not even scheduled at this point. There'll be some events that they will not even be allowed to sell alcoholic beverages. This is not something a lot of people want to do. The fact you only got 2 bids tells you that. But the one bid was what you have now. You're getting nothing. You're getting a substantial part of the profits from the sale of the alcoholic beverages through this licensee. But the point I'm making is, this is not an easy job. This is not, I mean, you just, to have an occasional show over there, not knowing how many people are going to be there. You don't know what the ticket sales are until the last person comes through the gate in most of these things. We don't have big sellouts anymore. Hopefully we will at some point. But how much beer should you buy? How much wine should you stock? These are things people don't want to do. They're hard. They're economically hard. So the fact you got 2 bids is really good. You could have gotten 0. There are other civic centers that beg people to come in and just do a job. I'm sure Harlow's will do a good job, but the point I'm trying to make is this is a difficult thing. It's very difficult, and I just fact that we have 15,000 people doesn't make a bit of difference, because there's just a lot of those 15,000 that have no interest in having a license that you don't know when and where or when you're going to be able to use that license.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. May I?
Thank you.
Just one quick thing.
Yes, sir.
So I sent an email to Leah Hardy this morning telling her or showing her which events we're gonna have between now and the end of the year. On that email, there are 3 events that are gonna need their help. So they're taking a chance on us as much, if not more, than we're taking a chance on them. There's not gonna be very much profit, but just the fact that they're willing to invest in the city, invest in the civic center, invest in our community, I think says a lot about them. And on top of that, they're very generous donation to the city in form of, net profits that they'll be collecting. The other bid didn't offer anything, and they wanted us to pay for the cost of their license. So to me, at least when I saw the 2 offers, the choice was clear. 55% on this end, nothing on this end. I'm here for the city, so that's how we chose.
Thank you.
I actually think they're doing us a favor. Because it's hard for me to believe they can make any money if what they're doing. I think they're just trying to help us, really.
We won't make money. We probably
I
won't.
said that you give it over half of it away and not knowing.
That's why it hurts when someone insults our integrity.
And my comments were not personal. I made that comment.
I understand.
I took it personal,
You
sir.
still, yes.
I took it personal, sir.
Gentlemen, I agree, but you did say what you did, and that is how it was taken, and so therefore he said it. So, all right, with that, is there anyone else in attendance that has any comments or questions on any subject in particular? Okay, with that, I will go to final comments. Mayor?
I'm gonna talk about good stuff. The tennis court bids, hopefully we'll have those on Thursday. The Holman House, we waited for 2 or 3 years to get elevated in. Supposed to be here the 1st of February and installed in February, so can't wait. Our Southern Star Museum, the Joe Adams family has just turned the house over to me, so I've been spending time in the basement digging out anything that is newspaper or print shop related that we can use in this museum. It's been quite interesting. I think you'll be impressed when you see some of the stuff that I found, and it really documents the history of Ozark and, some of our businesses and the way they've advertised over the years. This is really interesting, but anyway, I'll have all that together at some point. Got 2 bids on the M60 tank and helicopter repainting. Not ready to hand that to y'all because I'm waiting on some funding that I hope I'll be able to do it and not cost us anything out of general fund. I wanted to share this with y'all. I know you hear a lot of post office horror stories. This is a 1913 postcard that just made it to the Holman House week before last. It was mailed in 1913 to Miss H.L. Holman, and it was delivered the week before Christmas. My copy of it, you can't read. You can actually read the card itself, but I took a picture of it on my phone, so it's hard to read. But where this has been floating around, the postmark and everything was 1913. So that is amazing. But
Checks in the mail.
The tech center roof out on the highway, we have released that PO. Hopefully that work gets started soon. Along the lines of the high school, I've had some parents come to me wanting to know, is there anything we could do to allow girls softball to be played at Steagall? They're complaining that when they go to Steagall to play, a lot of the kids don't have transportation from the high school. Even if they get them out there, then there's no place for
Eastgate.
Eastgate, I'm sorry. There's no place for them to snack and that kind of stuff. So I have asked Ozzy to look at that. I don't know if we'll be able to do it, but just something I wish we could work out. Back when we had the Dale County 200 and we had the community-wide service at the Civic Center, I had asked the Ozark Area Ministerial Association to look at the next time they met and talk about possibly doing that at least one more time a year or a couple times a year, because I thought it was a great event. A lot of the churches didn't participate last time, but I could see where we could really grow that into something that was really nice. They contacted me today. They're wanting to do something on Palm Sunday, which is on April 13th. Ozzy had a little bit of a conflict, but he's working on that to see if we can work that out. But if we do, y'all try to get all the churches to participate and be involved in that, because I think it's a really big benefit for us. But I think that's all I had, except we do need to go into executive session.
Thank you, Mayor. Councilman Enfinger?
I'm fine.
Councilman Jackson? Councilman Pearl?
If everybody's not doing anything after the council meeting, go over to Carroll High School basketball teams playing Headlands first region game, and the varsity boys are really having a great year, and they're a fun team to watch. So you all get over there and check them out. I think the JD boys started at 4:30, and then that's the varsity girls, and then the varsity boys playing after that.
We just need an announcement.
Yeah, I will be there. I will be there.
Okay, no announcements for me. So at this time, I will call this meeting to a close, and we will open the next meeting in 3 minutes. All right, we're all up here. So I call this meeting of the City Council of Ozark to order. We are opening this evening with prayer led by Councilman Pearl and the Pledge of Allegiance led by Mayor Blankenship.
Lord, we just thank you for this day that you made for us, Lord. We ask you to bless each and every one of our citizens, Lord, all of our workers here that do such a tremendous job for the city, and be with us as we conduct the city's business. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, gentlemen. At this time, we will review the minutes from the regular council meeting that was held on December 17th, 2024. What are the wishes of the council?
Madam President, I move that we approve the minutes from the last council meeting held on December 17th, and move for their approval.
Thank you. I have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Do we have any further discussion on approving these minutes as presented? All in favor of passing the motion, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Next, we will set the agenda for this evening. What are the wishes of the council?
Madam President, I move we set the agenda adding item number 11, to enter into executive session to discuss economic development and negotiate the purchase of property.
Thank you. I have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. So we have any further discussion on setting the agenda as amended? All in favor of passing the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously.
Yes.
Okay.
Because it has been, it was introduced last time.
Okay. I was asking Chris about suspending the rules for this ordinance. Item number 5 is an ordinance for the rezoning of some property. What are the wishes of the council?
I make a motion for the rezoning of 4651 South US Highway 231 from R4 to TH20 and move for its adoption.
Thank you, Councilman Pearl. I have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Do we have any further discussion on this rezoning ordinance? All in favor of passing the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Item number 6 is the approval of an economic incentive grant. What are the wishes of the council?
Madam President, I move that we approve a residential incentive economic grant for Bob Harris.
Thank you. I have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Do we have any further discussion on the this economic grant? All in favor of passing the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Item number 7 is a first and second reading application 160, special retail, more than 30 days. What are the wishes of the council?
Madam President, I move that we approve first and second reading application for 160 special retail license more than 30 days applicant, Harlow Incorporated, trade name Live at Harlow's, 320 East College Street, Ozark. Owner Jason S. Harlow, Agnes Lane, move for approval.
Thank you. I have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Do we have any further discussion on accepting this as a first and second reading application? All in favor of passing the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Opposed.
Okay. So with that, then it goes to me and motion passes. Oh, it doesn't? 1, 2, 3. Oh, yeah, because it's just kidding. Just kidding. Okay, so motion passes. Item number 8 is to approve the use agreement for Harlow Inc. for Civic Center alcohol sales. What are the wishes of the council?
Madam President, make a motion to approve the use agreement for Harlow Inc. for the Civic Center alcohol sales. Move for adoption.
Thank you. I have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Do we have any further discussion on the approval of this usage agreement? All in favor of passing the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Opposed.
Thank you. So 2 to 1. Motion passes. Item number 9 is a resolution declaring surplus real property. What are the wishes of the council?
Madam President, I introduce a resolution declaring surplus real property. Move for its adoption.
Thank you. I have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Do we have any further discussion on the approval of this resolution? All in favor of passing the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Item number 10 is a resolution declaring surplus real property. What are the wishes of the council?
Madam President, I introduce a resolution declaring surplus real property and move for its approval.
Thank you. I have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Do we have any further discussion on this resolution? All in favor of passing the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Item number 11 is to enter into executive session for economic development and negotiation for property purchase. What are the wishes of the council?
Madam President, I move that we enter into executive session to discuss economic development and negotiation of purchase of property.
Thank you. I have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Do we have any discussion on entering into executive session? I will request that Chris Peters and Heather join us.
And Hall.
And
Joe.
And Joe.
And Jim.
Everybody.
Okay, well, those were the people though, right? Okay. 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 So at this time, we will move into executive session. At this time, we will move into executive session. It is unknown whether we will conduct any further business, so stay tuned.
Talk to me, Madam President.
No, where are they at?
I got it under control.
You got it. At this time, I will entertain a motion. I know, well, yeah, we don't even have enough to come out of executive. We're just gonna.
I'll do the motion in a
Okay.
second.
We're just gonna hold off for a little clock tick. Where's Stanley? We didn't go down the stairs. Thinking it was all done.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, okay. No, you're, tell Stanley we're waiting on him too.
Okay.
I thought I saw him walk by.
He was talking to Holly.
Oh, gotcha. But now that y'all are here, at this time, I would entertain a motion to come out of executive session.
Move that we come out of executive session.
There's not three.
No, I guess you are.
Yeah.
You can vote then now.
Thank you. Do I have a second to come out of executive session?
Second.
Thank you. Do we want to wait for Stanley?
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily. Okay. Everybody.
I see you.
I know, I see his little patch on his elbow.
We have a majority.
We do have a quorum.
We have
Okay. Okay, so
You just gotta vote.
I didn't take anything to write with. The next, I would entertain a motion to amend the agenda.
I'll make a motion, we amend the agenda, adding giving, authorizing the mayor to agreement for, what was it, the
Appraisal of two properties.
appraisal of 2 properties, yes.
Thank you. I have a motion on the floor to amend the agenda to include item 12, an authorization for the mayor to execute an agreement. Yes, no, to execute an agreement, an appraisal agreement. Okay.
I was having another executive session.
Okay, so that is the motion on the floor.
Y'all write it down?
And can I have a second?
Second.
Thank
Oh,
you.
y'all didn't do it?
No, we are amending the agenda.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you. Okay. Do we have any further discussion on the amendment to the agenda?
No.
All in favor of amending the agenda, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. At this time, item number 12 is an authorization for the mayor to execute an agreement for the appraisal of 2 properties. What are the wishes of the council?
Madam President, I move that we authorize the mayor to execute an appraisal agreement on 2 properties.
Thank you. I have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Do we have any further discussion on this authorization? All in favor of passing the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Please note that there is a court report, a financial report in your packet. At this time, I'll go to final comments. Mayor?
Thank y'all.
Councilman Infinger? Councilman Jackson? Councilman Peralta? And nothing for me, so thank you. See you next time. At this time, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Thank you. I have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you.